And welcome back to the Constitutionals podcast. I'm your host, Chad White. If you didn't know, this is the premier podcast for the website, cpluscomedy.com. Like I just said, it's a website. Go there. I think for the first time, this is episode 133 of the Constitutionals podcast. It's been going on for close to 2 years now. Or no. Oh my gosh. Over 2 years. And in that 2 years, never have I ever, let's play this game. Never have I ever if you're watching the video, you might have seen me fumble with the keyboard and forget to put on my headphones at the last second. I was messing with my phone because I was trying to set up the clock for the stopwatch. And I was also trying to open Chrome so I can get to my drive, so I can get to the folder that has C Plus Comedy stuff in it, and get the Constitutionals notes, all this for the notes for today's episode. And the theme song was going. Theme song is about 30 seconds long, so I have 30 seconds to do all that stuff. And then there's like 5 seconds of no sound at the end of that, so I can press record and just roll right into the episode. I forgot to press record. I didn't get a chance to do it, and the theme song just started over again. So there's that very long ramble to mention that. Anyway, welcome back to the Constitutionals podcast. This is the 100 episode 133. Just got an NPR news alert. I don't care. It doesn't matter. It's a cold evening, cold Halloween night. The day I'm recording this, it is Halloween 2019, baby. Your boy is, of course, doing nothing but recording his hot podcast that so many people listen to. He definitely breaks double digits for the subscribers. Oh boy, recording a little bit later than usual. I didn't think I was going to record today because last night the women above me, such gracious, lovely women, just the best people, were doing a little stoppies last night around my bedtime, so I couldn't get to sleep. I tried to get to, I laid down in bed like 9:45, and tried to get to sleep, but I couldn't do it. So it was like midnight 30 by the time I got to sleep. Woke up for the gym, left, came back, and I just thought, this is not going to be a good day. Had 2 cups of black tea, powered through. Let's move on to the first story, because I could just talk about stuff forever. The PlayStation fans, Sony Interactive Entertainment to shut down PlayStation View. This comes from Sony themselves, PlayStation.blogspot.com or blog.us.playstation.com. Written by John Cordera. The gist of it is, PlayStation View. If you didn't know what PlayStation View was, PlayStation View is shutting down. If you don't know what PlayStation View is PlayStation's cable, online cable package, meaning that you subscribe to PlayStation View, you get channels like Comedy Central and ABC, Disney XD. You just get a whole. Actually, I don't think they have Disney. Anywho, it's cable, but for your PlayStation. And they tried to make this a whole thing, and then with the advent of Hulu with Live TV, Sling, YouTube TV, PlayStation TV couldn't get off the ground. Because it was in a walled ecosystem, and by that, I wouldn't say, excuse me for doing that, Mike. I wouldn't say completely walled, because they did the app. While the app was only reserved for the only console it was on was the PlayStation 4. They also put it on Roku and I think Apple TV and Android and iOS. So you could download it other places. You just couldn't download it on. I don't think you could watch it online. You couldn't download it on Xbox. You can't download it on Switch. So it was in a wall ecosystem. And then also Sony. Second thing, Sony did not allow for other pay television services to be used on the PlayStation 4. So that means things like YouTube TV, Sling, and Hulu with Live TV are not available on the PS4. Now, PlayStation View is shutting down January 30th, 2020. So hopefully that means that they will allow for these other companies to create apps for the PlayStation 4. I mean, it's so strange because PlayStation, they tout they're the second most selling console this week. This is official. They announced that they sold 100 million PlayStation 4s in the market today. That's what it says in the body of this paragraph. But then they do stupid stuff like this, or they won't allow for crossplay, and then their fans they defend them. This is why I say off the internet. This is why I hate fanboys. I say off the internet, but then I have a full docket of stuff to talk about. It's just frustrating to see that. Like people go, oh, PlayStation, Sony has the best exclusives and it's the best ecosystem and you can play all the games and blah, blah, blah. But I mean, the reality is I turn on my PS4 once a week. I try to make a habit of it because there's good games on there. Just truly. I play No Man's Sky on there. I play the MLB The Show, which MLB The Show 19 was free this past month of PlayStation Plus. I have not had PlayStation Plus for, I think, since April or May. And I had to spend the $10 so I can get that game because I just love MLB The Show. I was thinking, and also the Uncharted series, it kind of blows. And I own the first three. And I own the spinoff of the fourth game. It kind of blows. Let's see what else is good. The Metal Gear Solid series is on PlayStation. I can't think of any other games that I own. Oh, Until Dawn. Beyond, I think that's what it's called. Heavy Rain is, I bought the PS4 for Until Dawn for the games like that specifically. Like I spent $230 because it was on sale on Thanksgiving. I spent $230 on that system just to play Until Dawn. And then it came with Uncharted, and Uncharted is just boring. But Nathan Fillion's great. Not Nathan Fillion. No, Jesus Christ. It's not Nathan Fillion. It's this is embarrassing. Nolan North. I know. I met him, and I forgot his name. So there you go. Hopefully we can get Hulu with Live TV on there. There's another PlayStation thing. PlayStation Vue only had 800,000 subscribers, and initially what was said was Sony was going to sell. This is from Hollywood Reporter, written by Patrick Shanley. Sony was said to just sell off the service, and then it just wasn't working out. And they said we got, like, in the same day it was rumored to sell it off, and then like just moments later they're like, we're gonna cut this off, and they dropped it. There's Dish, AT&T, Hulu, YouTube. There's so many different ways to watch live television now. Oh, and then on top of the main competitors, there's also Fubo, I believe that's what it's called. Fubo, and there's another, Philo is another one. There's all these different ways, and they all have different packages. But the most important thing is that one of the best ways are probably YouTube and Hulu with Live TV. YouTube TV and Hulu with Live TV. You don't need to I mean, if you like Fubo is mostly sports centric, but then it also has some other channels. I don't know. It's all very weird to me, strange to me. Try to stop using the word weird. Anyway, and then we also got some HBO Max details. You know what? Hold on. Let's save that for the next part. Let's talk about this first. Amazon drops the fee for the fresh delivery. This comes from Vox. Amazon has a section of the company called Amazon Fresh. I'm sorry, I was reading a sidebar on on Vox's website. There's a story that says Edward Snowden says Facebook is just as untrustworthy as NSA. And then, we have Mark Zuckerberg, defending ads and stuff, misjudging, misleading ads and stuff. And then you have he's defending it to Congress, I believe. And then you have Jack Dorsey coming out yesterday and saying, we're no longer going to sell political ads, period, at all. It's, what's really funny is Dorsey came out and said that, but then he also he was also the same person who is A, rumored to be a white supremacist, and B, routinely defends white supremacy on Twitter. So, and he created Twitter. We got to stop. If someone sucks, they suck. This guy has come out and he's always like, it's my amendment right for these people to say whatever they want on my website. And then he comes out and he's making fun of Facebook with the rest of the world. And I mean, why can't we just make fun of Twitter too? They both suck. All social media sucks except for Instagram. I know it's owned by Facebook, whatever. Instagram and YouTube, the best ones. So Amazon has Amazon Fresh. They recently bought Whole Foods in 2017 for $14 billion, is what Vox told me. Oh, this is Amazon's new plan to dominate grocery delivery, making Amazon Fresh totally free for Prime members. Written by Jason Del Rey. So Prime Fresh was an extra cost on top of your Amazon Prime subscription. So say you pay $120 a year or $13 a month for Amazon Prime, and you live in I don't want to say a city area because we'll get to that in a second, but you live in an area where it's possible for you to go to a store, but you're just pressed for time and you just can't or don't want to. Well, Amazon Fresh was a way for you, like Instacart, like Walmart, like Target. They deliver the gross. Jesus, second time. Google Assistant is just. She's ready to do me is what I was gonna say. I said it. So Amazon Fresh was a way for you to just order your groceries through Amazon, and then somebody would pick it up and then deliver it to you. This included fresh vegetables and fresh meats and everything from fresh to prepackaged to frozen. I don't know these things. But now it's just free. Now it's just a part of the thing. And I believe you have to still have an order over $35, but it's now part of your yearly subscription to Amazon Prime. With the move, Amazon is positioning itself as an even fiercer competitor to Instacart, Walmart, and several regional delivery services that are all competing to bring more of the $800 billion U.S. grocery market online. I'm very tired, so I don't know if I can read very well. And I also wrote something today, so I'm kind of drained. It was an interview. So you see that Amazon is ready to own the entire market. But so here's one of the catches. Amazon, particularly, there's all and delivery things in general in cities like New York, which is the biggest city in the West, I believe, but also it's the most congested, and it doesn't make sense for this to exist in that city because the city's already congested. And if you have to wait 2 hours for your groceries, then there's just no point. And that's one of the things as mentioned in this article. Here it is. In most areas, Prime customers will need to order $35 of groceries to qualify for the free delivery. In New York City, the threshold is $50 because there's so much traffic. Because it's going to have to be somebody in a Sprinter van, going to the store, and then also somebody's got to pick out the food for you with Instacart. So hold on, let me finish my thought. So there's going to be someone in a Sprinter van going to the store, picking up your box of food. I assume it comes in a box. I don't think they'll do bags, right? They'll put it in the box and then they bring the box to you, boxes, whatever, and then that's how it's going to work. Because you're not going to ride the subway, they're not going to ride the subway, and they're not going to be able to ride bikes or gondolas or anything like that. But with Instacart, I use Instacart here, and I don't get it delivered. I use Instacart. There's a Publix by Piedmont Park, or really any Publix I can go to. Well, any Publix that does the service. I can order this stuff, and then it'll be ready within an hour. Somebody will shop for me. They'll have a personal shopper. And you can write little notes and say, I want the freshest bananas, the greenest bananas. I want apples with no brown spots. Both of those things are in my notes. I want apples with no brown. Make sure there's no brown spots, exclamation point. That's exactly what I say. And if there's something out, then that person can go on the app and say, this is out of stock. And here you go. But they go shopping for you, and then when I get to Publix to pick it up, I park in a special spot, I call a number, and then hopefully they come out within 5 to 10 minutes. One time it took I think half an hour. I'm just like, hey, come on guys, come on, let's go. I'm sitting out here. It's Saturday morning. I've been trying to do this. But yeah, you can just search on the app all the stuff you want. You can order it and stuff, and order whatever you want, pretty much anything. And that's what that is. But then but when they bring it out in giant brown paper bags. So things are already bagged, but then they put that stuff in brown paper bags. So bananas are sitting there inside a brown paper bag, like giant thick brown paper bags that have your name on it and like a printed out order form and on every single bag. And they waste those bags. I'll tell you that much. It's like I order like maybe a total of 20 things that can be stacked if I was bringing that stuff home by myself. In like two reusable bags, because I'm a hipster, and very true. I don't know if I'm a hipster, and but they use like 70 bags. One. Oh, we're back. We just took an impromptu break. I guess the Adobe stopped recording on me. I don't know what's going on with everything I own. First, my Pixel 2 XL is just freaking out. Day in and day out for like the past couple of, and I think it's because Pixel 4 XL came out. Pixel 4 came out and everything. The GoPro last week didn't record. Found out it was in photo mode. But I have the same schedule every time I turn that thing on. I just hold it once. It's already on video. Press record. But now it's recording. Hopefully, I don't know. And now maybe I should pay my Adobe bill. I routinely never pay it. And I always wait till the last minute. It's $30 a month. A lot of money. So we were talking about Instacart. And there's also one more I want to talk about. So Target, you can do the same thing like you do the Instacart stuff. You can either order it or pick it up. I think they have delivery. Yeah, Target now is delivery. But you can order it for pickup or you can order it for delivery. And I typically order things for pickup at Target. However, you cannot order perishables for pickup. So if you order food, it can't be stuff that can die. Obviously, your dairies, your meats, all that stuff. But then there's also, you can't, fruits and veg. And then also, it's basically like cans and boxed food. Because I don't think you can do ramen. Because I think I've tried. Doesn't matter. Let's move on to the next thing. Just kiss the mic again. I would real quick. I want to talk about Kanye West. This week he was in so many different things. He was to promote Jesus is King, his latest album, his gospel album. He was on Carpool Karaoke, and it was a special 20-minute edition, which I don't think they've done a lot. Corden's done a lot of 20-minute episodes, but Carpool Karaoke, but they called it Airpool Karaoke. And then he was interviewed by Beats One's Zane Lowe for an hour and 54 minutes. I know because I watched an hour and a half of it at work yesterday. Crazy. I worked in between. I worked in between that. No. I watched that in between doing work. And then he talked to Big Boy. This is an interview I did not finish. And then Anthony Fantano reviewed Jesus is King. And he gave it a 4 out of 10, I believe. I think it was a 4 out of 10. Fantano is a guy who's a music critic who reviews every single piece of music that lands on the internet every Friday. Let's see. I believe he gave it a 4 out of 10 because I think I watched this. Yeah, he gave it a 4 out of 10. And he's a funny guy, but he's smart, and that's why people listen to him. But I urge you to go watch every single one of those videos that I've linked into the description because it is crazy. Like, as on Airpool Karaoke, they're on a plane, and he has his entire Sunday service choir with him. Let me check and see if I'm recording. He has his entire Sunday service choir with him. And so it's James and then Kanye and then like maybe 50 people around them, and they're on a plane that really took off. That's flying from Toronto, I believe, to LA, and everybody's like in between, Corden interviewing Kanye. They're singing songs. So I wrote a sketch. I did. This is a true thing. I wrote a sketch where I was a guy on the back of the plane, like just a regular person, because obviously that is a plane that people or using. But I'm just like a regular person trying to take a nap on my business trip. It was funny. It will never see the light of day. I said I wrote. I didn't shoot it. I was going to shoot it, but I just didn't want to. And there's another one I wrote based on the Zane Lowe interview, because Kanye, the interview is so long. And so I think like an hour and some change of it is inside of Kanye's studio, and then the rest is on Kanye's farm, and they're just walking around. But there's a lot of just sad pauses, and Kanye kind of just pauses, and he like if you're watching the video, I urge you to watch it. He like pauses and he'll like look at Zayn and just. And that goes on so I did it for 3 seconds. He did it for like 8, and it's very noticeable. Or he'll say something like really egregious, and because we'll be talking about his he had like a porn addiction, and then he'll be like, he'll be like laughing, ha, sex, and then ha. So check it out. Very funny interviews. Last thing I want to talk about is HBO Max. We got some details on what's happening over there. It's coming out May 2020. It's going to be $15 a month, which was the rumored price, which people keep comparing it to Netflix. It's going to be different. Apple TV Plus comes out tomorrow. I'm doing a news time on it, so that's why I'm not covering it now. But it comes out tomorrow, November 1st, or to the day that you're listening to this is November 1st. Hopefully. Now I've seen the analytics. No one's listening to this on the day it comes out. And it's gonna be there's already the reviews of the shows already out. I think they're only gonna have 4 shows at launch. C with Jason Momoa, Dickinson with the great, the wonderful, the beautiful Haley Steinfeld, the morning show with was that a motorcycle? With Reese and Steve Carell and Jennifer Aniston, and another show. The show about space, exploring space and like repopulating in space. So there's going to be those shows coming out. I keep looking at the GoPro because the light that's supposed to flash when it's recording just stops sometimes and it doesn't flash, and I just stare at it for a half second. So those shows are coming out. So anyway, but in the meantime, HBO Max is going to come out next year, and it's going to have everything that HBO has, okay, and original shows and more. And let's take a look at what they are going to have. This is from the AV Club, written by Sam Barsanti. So it's basically going to have everything that Warner owns, that Warner Media owns, and well, now AT&T. So we're going to know about the Muppets shows, including Esme and Roy, Sesame Street Mecha Builders, and the monster at the end of the story, and Elmo's his own talk show. Then we have Looney Tunes and Hanna-Barbera cartoons. So that means more Jabberjaw, Yogi Bear. I can't wait. Peter Potamus. I grew up watching all that stuff on Boomerang, and Cartoon Network proper. So this is wonderful. Then we're gonna have Issa Rae's gonna have a show, Mindy Kaling, and then Elizabeth Banks. They're gonna have comedy shows on there. I can't say Issa Rae's show's title because there's a curse word in it. This is a clean show. Greg Berlanti is setting up a Green Lantern show and a Strange Adventures show, which is an anthology show about the intersecting lives of mortals and superhumans, which sounds a lot like Elizabeth Banks' show, which is a DC superhero high school show about a group of superpowered high school students who have no idea that they will someday grow to be various DC superheroes. It's going to be like Wonder Woman as a teenager, and she's hanging out with Bruce Wayne. God, it's going to be so stupid. Then we also have Berlanti's also doing something called The Flight Attendant. Conan's got 5 stand-up specials. I think The Flight Attendant might be a movie. Yeah, it looks like it's going to be. I'm not even going to read out the thing. Melissa McCarthy. Oh, we're gonna have original movies. Steven Soderbergh has a movie with Meryl Streep. Melissa McCarthy's got a movie called Superintelligence, and Gina Rodriguez will star in Bobby Sue. Jesus. Ridley Scott's Raised by Wolves is gonna be on there. It is a TV show. Let's see. We've got every DC movie from the last decade, as well as every Batman and Superman movie from the past 40 years. HBO stuff, and then also old HBO stuff, which is great stuff that probably that aired, like not like Oz. Obviously Oz is going to be on there, but stuff that aired, like movies that aired in like the 90s. Hopefully, Warner Brothers movies like Lord of the Rings, The Matrix, Conjuring, Gremlins, Lego Movie, new anime from Crunchyroll and Rooster Teeth. One of those I stopped watching about 10 years ago. Is Rooster Teeth. Robert Zemeckis is doing something with Looney Tunes characters called Tuned Out that blends cartoon and live action. There's so many, like Looney Tunes have been dormant for so many years, and it's great to see them come back next year in the form of HBO Max stuff as well as Space Jam 2. Ansel Elgort is going to make a TV show called Tokyo Vice. Anna Kendrick will star in a rom-com anthology called Love Life with produced by Paul Fahey. New CW shows will stream on there only. No more Netflix. Adult Swim shows, Space Coast, 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 and the rest of those things. And Practical Jokers, a Bachelor spinoff, a voguing show from the Queer Eye producers called Legendary, and a Flores composition series called Full Bloom. We have adaptations. Hiro Murai is doing an adaptation of Station 11. Alicia Nuttig's Made for Love. Okay, there's some stuff I want to talk about. The West Wing, every episode of The West Wing. Curated library of movie classics from TCM, Turner Classic Movies. Citizen Kane, the greatest movie of them all. The Shining. It's 2001: A Space Odyssey. A movie I own, have never seen. All of the a bunch of other stuff. South Park, Rick and Morty, and then a Game of Thrones prequel series called House of Dragons. So we got all that stuff. And all that stuff is coming. And you better get ready, gird your butt for it. HBO Max is really shaping up to probably be one of the best ones, and I'm glad they started out at $15. Because that's where Netflix is going to end up. $13 you're paying right now. If you want 4K, you're paying $13 a month. Excuse me. I'm sorry. You're paying $15 a month already. If you don't want 4K, you're paying $12 or $13. Hulu's $12. Amazon's $13 if you don't pay the yearly stipend like I do. Like I don't. I don't pay for Amazon. Amazon's done for me. Although I did like The Boys as much as I saw. Half an episode is what I saw. And then cut off. Can't afford that many streaming services. But speaking of which, this is from Consequence and Sound. Subscribing to all the major streaming services will cost you $104 a month. That's from Alex Young. This person is only including, I don't think they're including everything, so which is really, really frustrating me. As John Ehrlichman points out, an individual who subscribes to all of these services platforms can expect to pay at least $90 a month. And that's just a floor. And then there's also stuff that you can order via Amazon channels. You can order stuff from Hulu channels. Hulu channels is what it's called. And then NBC's Peacock has yet to debut. And that's going to be $4 to $5, I believe. So the monthly subscription costs. HBO Max is $15, Netflix is $13, Hulu is $12, Showtime's $11, CBS All Access is $10, Amazon Prime is $9. I'm talking about Prime. No, Amazon Prime is not $9. Prime Video is $9. Amazon Prime is $13 if you want everything. Stars is $9. Quibi is $8, which hasn't launched yet. Disney Plus is $7. Apple TV Plus is $5. Shudder is $5. Why are you saying Shudder? No one's going for Shudder outside of the Amazon channels. Quibi is Jeffrey Katzenberg. He's the guy who helped start DreamWorks. I think he created DreamWorks, the studio. And that's going to be a thing. They're talking about shows that they're launching as well. Ron Funches has a show on there. A bunch of people have a show on Quibi, and it hasn't even launched yet. Same thing with HBO Max. It's just two different things that I believe the camera stopped recording. Hero 3. Nope, there it goes again. Whatever. Obviously, you don't need all these services, but if we live in a golden age of television, and I hate saying that, but I listen to a bunch of writing podcasts, and hearing these writers talk about the shows they're working on, or talk about the shows that they want to see, it's so fascinating, because there's they'll all say like the same show. They'll say like a Game of Thrones or a Veep or something, but then they'll also just throw out curveballs that just don't make sense for to exist. And now we have over 5. John Landgraf tells us this every year. We have over 500, close to 600 original shows on the air. Original. We have close to 600 shows on the air, which is insane. And 15 years ago, you could probably watch mostly everything, but now it's impossible to even catch up on 20 things, let alone 600. And if HBO Max is going to come out swinging, I say that because I boxed this morning for my workout. Just 40 minutes of me just wailing on a bag like that. But if HBO Max is going to come out like this, with all these different shows, all these different movies, with the promise that in 2021 you're going to be able to, it's going to be even more widespread. Then there's television is a completely different monster. It's a completely different beast right now. And then we have Netflix, doing their thing. In some cases, Apple TV Plus is kind of doing it right. They're doing essentially, they only have they announced they keep buying things, but they only announced maybe 7-8 shows. But right now I think their roster is up to 10 or 12 because they did buy some stuff this week. But again, Disney Plus and Apple TV Plus, they start low. They think they think they're giving you a value. You think you're getting a value. And then all of a sudden, in 2 years, it's going to be, Disney Plus is going to be, I guarantee their price hike will be $3. It'll be $10. And then, and I guarantee in 2 years, it'll be $10. And they'll try to say, oh, we're giving you all this stuff. We gave you Lady and the Tramp 2, the live action version of Lady and Tramp 2. It's just, this is crazy. This is insane. I wonder if any kids are knocking on my door right now for trick-or-treating. My lights are off and I live in an apartment complex. But my front door has access to the street, so we'll see. I got nothing for them. I made cookies last night and I put too much salt in them. I read the recipe wrong and it was asking for diamond kosher at the size that I gave the salt. But it also had the measurements for my salt, which I didn't read. My fault completely. Yes, I know. And now the cookies are too salty. I had 2 last night and I couldn't finish the second one. I was like, no, this is too much. I'll have 1 tonight. Now I froze the cookie dough I didn't bake, so I'm going to let that thaw out and then I'll just counteract it with some sugar, some more brown sugar too. We'll see what happens. This television thing is just bonkers. And then there's going to be, obviously, oh my God. Holy crap, the power went out. Okay. All right, this is the second time this has happened today. You can't see me if you're watching. The power has gone out, and I don't know what to do. This is very spooky. This is very spooky. Okay, now the power's back on. Well, happy Halloween. Happy Halloween, baby. Oh, thank God. The GoPro is still recording. Happy Halloween. The power did go out. And my Wi-Fi is off. I can't finish this. Listen, if you like what you heard here, I got to end this before I get murdered. If you like what you heard here, I heard a noise outside. Head over to a website, seabullscomedy.com. The power went out. This is insane. Head over to the website, seabullscomedy.com, where there's interviews There's 3 new interviews. Hopefully a 4th is coming up tomorrow, knock on wood. The first interview is with Emma Willman that I did weeks and weeks and weeks ago. Second interview is with Gino Seegers, which I did 2 weeks ago. Matt Besser last week. And Matt Koff. This is Google Home turning on. And then Matt Koff, who's a Daily Show writer. Read the Matt Besser one. Read all of them. But the Matt Besser one is another profile like I did for Diona Reason Over. It's very good. I worked on it today. That's what I worked on today. So check it out. Definitely check it out. It's a very good profile. I emailed his representation. They did not get back to me. They liked it or not. Also, I haven't checked. But thank you so much for listening and watching. If you hold on. What do I do? Like us on Facebook. Follow us on Twitter @ZeeblesComedy. I don't know. Follow us on Instagram. I'm really thrown by the power going out. What else do I talk about in the closing segments of this show? I can't believe the power went out. If you want to see a video version of the show, head on over to youtube.com/ZeeblesComedy, where the premiere show News Time also lives. News Time is like the Daily Show except less funny. And every episode is an investigative journalism piece into something related to comedy or the entertainment world. This week's episode is about influencer marketing and how Instagram influencers are really are lying in order to get this free stuff and get paid and stuff. Oddly enough, I was watching Sam B's show Full Frontal, and they did an influencer marketing last night they did an influencer marketing story, and I was like, what? That's the second or third time that's happened with that show or John Oliver's show. I forgot which one. We also put out the same episodes. It's not on purpose. It's just crazy happenstance. So definitely check it out. All right. Thank you for listening. I love you. Hopefully I don't die. Bye.